And we are back. That's right, guys. Back for game 2 of this best three between NoPangolier and TSpirit. And, well, Nahaz, there are some recurring themes here, mainly the PA. And there is a Sand coming out to the other side this time. But I think you mentioned, just before we got on, the Techies ban, which is focused on Zayats. This man...
Yeah, absolutely.
I think he had a game just the other week. I believe Kips was covering it because she was super excited to see Techies Zayats. And... to be totally honest, he brutally murdered everyone. It was, I think the thing, I've talked to a few Techies players, it's something to do with the way they reworked the top lane especially. It's a lot better in the early levels for like mining. So
yeah. Yeah, anytime there's a map rework, really, it's a big buff to certain heroes, and Techies is probably #1 on that list. Because if you're one of those guys that just absolutely fiends, you can figure out these new mine spots that are very difficult for somebody that doesn't play the hero to anticipate.
Oh, most definitely.
But you talk about the support targeted bans, right? Let's talk about the fact that Rubik and Lich are out in the first phase.
That is true.
You know,
There's some hate for those two. They are pretty strong, but the Dazzle got through as a result of that. That was the counter argument to ban these heroes, is you just let Dazzle go through.
Oh my! And I just don't think you can do that. I think that hero is straight up broken right now. 30% flat CD reduction at level 6 is just it's god tier. I mean, you can now. There are so many item builds now that you can go on this hero. It's a top tier. It's a top tier core and a top tier support. I feel right now.
No, I agree. It's insane. Necronomicon has been especially potent with this guy.
Please no. Please no. I mean, 100% uptime on Necrobook 3 from a ridiculously early point in the game. And this hero, you know, this is part of the reason that it was getting looks at the Kuala Lumpur Major. This is a hero that can CS in lane.
Oh, definitely.
It's got a great attack animation. It's got a great skill set for being able to apply pressure early on.
I think most people kind of miss the point. Like, everyone always thinks about Shadow Wave with this guy, right? It's about the poison touch, because the current meta is really revolved around supports that can just hit you in the face constantly. And Poison Touch is designed that way.
And it's a great tool also as a support for being able to contest pulls. You know, and that's something that I feel like has really been, we haven't seen it necessarily yet because we haven't seen the top team sort of figuring out the meta. I think pulls are back, and contesting pulls is back even more so than in the tail end of the last patch. You started to see a renewed emphasis on that. I think Dazzle is going to be a top tier support for that reason as well. That he's a hero that is if he's in an aggro lane against you, it's very difficult to pull against. If he is defending in a safe lane, it's very difficult for them to be able to control the wave equilibrium via neutrals. I think this hero can do just about anything right now.
It's also weird because the way they changed the map makes it a lot easier for Radiant to get pulls off at multiple different locations now compared to Dire.
So that's deliberate.
Yeah?
Yeah, okay, I'm going to go back a little bit on that because I think they wanted to make I think they wanted to buff the Dire side of the map later in the game and maybe buff the Radiant side a little bit early, but it's a little bit hard to figure out. I definitely think the Dire jungle is easier to defend now. And that was sort of the most important thing. But I think they wanted to make the Dire side of the jungle primary jungle a little bit easier to defend, because what was happening is a lot of Radiant teams were just controlling that upper left portion of the map from very early on in the game. And that gives you access to the Roche pit, and it becomes very, very difficult for Dire to retake control of the game. I do think, a little bit of law of unintended consequences. They add a lot of complexity to the Radiant side of the jungle that I kind of agree with you. I think is going to end up being a buff to the Radiant side.
I mean, it kind of makes sense because if you're in that bottom right area, of course, you're far away from the Roche pit. Makes it easy to Roche, you're talking about. And speaking of making things hard to Roche, NoPangolier have got one of the most frustrating combos to try and walk into a Roche pit against. The Phoenix Treant combo. Actually, frustrating in general anywhere on the map.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to me to see how good Treant is really in this patch, because they changed those route mechanics, right? Overgrowth no longer interrupts channels. I don't know that ult from Treant is going to feel quite as impactful now.
Yeah, it has to have the Phoenix Egg with it, or it does nothing. Basically, that's the crux.
Or let's see, the other thing was it the Nature's Guys bash no longer goes through BKB? Am I remembering that right?
I think it's something like that. They definitely nerfed roots a decent amount. Not to say it wasn't needed. It definitely was needed. Roots were becoming the best thing in the game, like the best way of dealing with people. So it wasn't too surprising.
Okay, so the Nature's Guys bash no longer goes through BKB as well. So it's kind of a mini nerf, but again, anything it is. We were talking about this a little bit last game. It's impossible to overstate any change to spell immunity mechanics ends up being very, very significant at this level of play.
Oh, that's a fair point. The Luna coming out as the final pick, and this hero has been kind of filth to watch. Just because it feels very flexible now with the change to the blessing with the attribute instead of
Luna,
how it used to be.
Yeah, I mean Luna triple dipped in this patch, quite honestly, because the rework to her aura is massive. Particularly when you think about death ball comps with like 3 strength heroes and a Luna, right? She's not just giving everybody damage; she's making everybody more tanky every time they're in range of her aura. And then you think about the fact that BKB got buffed. And Luna and Gyro are like the two big tempo BKB rushing carries.
True. And when you think about the heroes you actually combine it with in this game, I feel like they're probably going to do it with Dazzle Luna as the combo, but you could actually run a Skywrath Luna combo and it would be actually insane. That bonus int would go a long way for a Skywrath in the laning phase.
Not just the laning phase either.
Beyond, yeah. But of course, especially early on, that extra int is most noticeable with the Arcane Bolts.
Yeah, absolutely.
But final pick is going to be Lycan for Sealer here. And this hero is slowly trying to creep back in. It's going to be an interesting choice up against the Dazzle.
Oh yeah, no, a lot of teams were looking at Lycan even before the patch, but now with the rework to Howl, I really like the global armor bonus, right? I think that's a very underrated 6 armor at max level. It's just a nice little tool to be able to sustain pushes. Good drafts really here on both sides. I think I like Spirits a little bit better.
Yeah, it looks a little bit more clear. It's like it's got less limitations to it, shall we say? Whereas I look at Pangos, especially they lack stuns, especially, right? Like it's mainly just Brewmaster. Like you have to ult. Ults are the way you're going to stun people or hold people in place.
Well, I think it's a lot like what we were talking about the last game. When you talk about ease of execution, right? That's a phrase that we didn't use in the last draft, and we probably should have. Where Team Spirit's got this nice sort of level power curve. They know exactly what they're supposed to be doing at every phase in the game. Like the path to, in terms of what objectives are we supposed to be pressuring, how are we going to apply pressure on the enemy side of the map? It's just very straightforward when you have this combo of the Luna that's going to push towers, the 3-5, this Sand King, the Mirana, the Skywrath that are going to be able to output a lot of spell damage. Mirana's going to be your 2 this time. And then the Dazzle for just sort of push sustain. It's just so easy to play. Whereas the opposing lineup, you have this burden of execution on them, where you have this big team fight potential with the Treant Brewmaster Phoenix combo, but the burden is on you to take the right fights in the right places. Now, in the last game, they did that.
It's a fair way of looking at it. Like you talk about easy execution. I usually like my go-to thing, Alan. It's I call it the anarchy factor. Right? It's how much chaos.
I love it.
It's a fair point. I'm gonna coin this. All right, this is gonna be my thing. It's a fair point because the whole logic is you're in a fight. If there's a lot going on, there's only so many things you can track and deal with at a time, right? And usually I'd be in favor of what NoPangolier have, right? You've got Lycan chasing your backlines. You've got the Brewmaster just being an arse controlling you up. You've got this combo of the Phoenix and the Treant. But then, for comparison, Team Spirit, they've got a save with the Shallow Grave. There's going to be Eclipse. I hope you're not epileptic because you'll be in trouble. A huge Burrow Strike into an Epicenter combo. And let's not forget a random Mystic Flare and Arrow flying in and just screwing someone over.
Can we talk about how great Dota is, though? That they get the kill on the wolves and you immediately get the applause from the Brewmaster. Little shit like this just amuses me to no end.
It's the beauty of the scene. Like I was watching some of the Pain versus like Duster last night. They were just talking about going out and getting drinks in like Sao Paulo. I was like, that's brilliant, all right? Any other scene, it's like I'm gonna screw you up. I'm gonna win this game. And then there's just like some sort of meme or friendly value whenever you look at Dota.
Yeah, I mean, we get our share of trash talk, sure, but it's just it's all in good fun. And these teams, for the most part, they know each other. They most of the time they like each other.
Most of the time, like the day after something bad happens, like you get kicked, maybe not, but you get over it.
Yeah.
Well, free rings.
And I think the scene's been around long enough that people know that, you know, everybody is your potential future teammate, right?
Yeah, you don't want to upset anyone. But TeamSpirit did, by the way, get 3 of the runes. Not a bad start for them. And I like what CIS has done here. He's already got a sentry down. He's like, don't you dare try and spot me. He did also start with the root, which is unusual. We do see a focus usually on Leech Seed at level 1. And Zayats is getting lower here, actually. They're going to run him down. They put down a sentry right next to him, so we had to deward them, but Zayats is gone. That's going to be first blood, and Luna gets it.
Oh, that's... yeah. So when people talk about ease of execution, okay, they talk about a lot of times about how you're going to take a fight and about the order in which you're going to have to cast spells and who's going to initiate. I like to talk, though, about just where you need to be on the map at any given point in time. And that's what I like about the Spirit lineup, is it's very easy to play. You apply pressure just by bringing heroes anywhere if you look at their comp.
No, that's fair thing to say. Like, to put it in a more like clear example, if there was a Pangolier in this game, that would be a perfect example of how you have to think about where you're playing around. And it's the same for these combos, right? Like a Phoenix, especially early on, you need an egg in a very, very specific location to not go pop. It's very hard for a level 1 egg to survive.
Exactly. I like the fact, I like the decision here by FNG to get behind and just at least contest the Brewmaster, because this is such a key element of how they're going to have to, NoPango's going to have to deal with this Luna Dazzle lane.
That's true. I've actually seen a lot of Dazzles recently just skip Shallow Grave. It'd be interesting to see if FNG puts 1 point into it before like 5.
Oh, you certainly, I mean, at least before level 5, I'm convinced with this hero right now, you don't skill it unless you need it. It's an on-demand, you might save a skill point, and you might use it to get a save, but it's an on-demand skill. You don't just skill Shallow Grave to have Shallow Grave.
Skitter's taking a lot of damage. It's actually going to turn around on Zayats. The point touch slowing him down. He can't actually get invis yet because the continued damage is stopping him fully. And as a result, he might be going down the lead seat, though. Keeping a nice Skitter. In a lot of trouble. He will get the kill first. Trying to run away. Ghost. It can't get the kill, though. The Shadow Wave keeps Skitter alive.
Yep. Dazzle hits level 2 just in time here to be able to heal up the Luna, keep everybody healthy. And this lane is off to an excellent start. The PA, though, mid. This is the opposite of what we saw in the last game with 15 CS here. Not even at the 3-minute mark.
I mean, you're up against a Mirana. This hero needs a few levels before she really can contend with the damage. And
yeah, her base damage just sucks, and her animation is pretty bad. This is the other thing, though. You know, similar to how we talk about the spell damage from the sniper in the last game, putting a threat on the PA who likes to play a lot of engagements around that sort of 30 or 40% HP level. The Mirana is that same thing, although the difference is that the Mirana has to be much closer and up in your face, subjecting yourself to those crits in order to deal that big spell damage.
Yeah, as we saw already, use 1 leaps. And if you commit those leaps just to put some damage out, it's very risky. Early on, the cooldown on this spell is large, very huge. 60 seconds.
It's also relevant. I mean, not necessarily against the PA because she has that device to chase you anyway. But the change to leap in terms of the orientation being a little bit less forgiving now means that it's much harder to use leap as a kiting tool against melee heroes.
True, and also on top of that, like without Aquila being in the game anymore, good luck with spamming these Starstorms, right? There's already a raindrop picked up by PA.
Yeah, I just wish they had. I mean, taking Aquila out of the game, if you're then gonna like buff every other low tier item, is a little bit less meaningful. But you know, at least those agi heroes can't all spam spells for free now.
Yeah, that's something. Well, even non-agi heroes are building.
Oh, FNG might be dead here.
Oh, there they get him. They run him down.
Okay, very nice.
Skitter, can he get anything in return? Zayat's taking a lot of damage here, actually. Ghosty needs to block this out better. Zayat, he can't get invis. The poison touch. He couldn't do anything. Oh, this change for Trian is so painful.
Man, oh man.
You kind of feel for him. You kind of feel for this hero. I mean, to some extent, like the combo of him plus Phoenix was pretty bought. But before those two can unite together, you feel the pain. And actually, it's going to be a while before they're ready, considering Slayer's still only level 2. He's slow on the XP. And what? Okay. Fiverr just denied himself to tier 2. Slayer almost got him. He almost got him.
More action here on the top. FNG is going to go down again.
But Skitter, is he going to get ghosted this time? Trying to move forward. Zayats with the body blocks. It's not enough. This poison touch is ensuring every is good. It's like watching, I think Poison Touch in this lane is like watching a Vengeful Spirit, like After Spirit, right? Just chasing down and killing someone, or like a Wraith King Ags. It's like, you're killing me, but you're going down as well.
Oh, man. And he did have a chance to evade that. I think if he gets lucky and dodges that last by Luna, he gets away.
Quite possibly. It would have been close, but there's definitely a shot there. I think Stick was coming off cooldown as well. Oh,
that's a close play, but they're setting up. They're going to go on the Luna.
This is the best option they're going to get.
I think they have the guns this time.
They do.
No
the
Dazzle.
Too big. Final tap comes out for Zayats. Dazzle was walking out the whole while. And this is the threat now, Brewmaster. Before it was his hero, it's like, just don't get too close to him. He has to get to 6 before he's a threat. Now with the new Drunken Brawler, he'll get up in your face in a matter of seconds. It's just being harassed a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, we could just park the camera in this top lane here.
It's just the story of Poison Touch on the poor little tree. And FNG, needs to move away. Drunken Brawl coming out, doing a lot of damage, but you can get the final tap. So both supports suffering a little bit, but one has a heal.
Well, Zeiss is going to walk right into the back line, though, and donk.
Yep, going to go for it. He actually gets to kill an FNG. While that was happening,
he's like, you're going to... Zeiss is like, wait a minute, you're going to hide in the trees against the train. Okay, sure.
It seems like a smart idea. It's not like you're giving away when you use a Shadow Wave on where you are. It doesn't make it obvious. Uh-oh. Skidder going in on him. The Shadow Wave won't be enough to protect him this time. The least Zayats just continues to heal up. There's a TP rotation coming in. Skywrath has had enough of this. Zayats trying to walk it off, but the Poison Touch hurts so damn much. He'll go down. Actually, Ghost Stick. Can they get Ghost Stick as well? It's going to be close. He has got the stick, though.
The bolts, maybe.
No, Nine's here as well. It'll be enough. Starstorm cleans up the kill. Mirana, rotation on point.
Typical carry contribution. Very nice.
Hey, secured. In fairness, that was secured.
And you need that too, because you're rotating off a mid, a PA that absolutely just owned your entire team in the last game. You're already a level behind her. You need that kill to make it anywhere close to worthwhile.
And this is kind of the thing we're seeing come out a lot more of midders right now, is if they start to realize there's a little bit of a loss for them, either you start funneling a lot of resources into just changing that lane, or they funnel their resources into the other lanes.
Yeah, and this is what they absolutely... And, he's going to miss the Starstorm here. Now he will not take damage. They have to do something about this PA.
They can't, though, right now. Like, it's very hard to get on top of him. They don't have any lockdown other than the arrow, unless they bring the Sand King up. They might look to do.
I mean, you talked about what would have happened in this game if the PA had Deso even sooner. He's going to get Deso in this game before 15 minutes.
He is ghosting.
Oh, no.
Skidder stands his ground, takes the kill. Now, Shapeshift used. Skidder's going to chase down. Skidder needs one more tap. Can they find him? FNG will fall. They'll ping onto him as well. Skidder stuns up, but it won't change the outcome. Double kill for the Lycan off the rotation.
Oh, and the Dazzle even skilled Grave there to try and turn that fight around, but very nice rotation by Sail. I love that decision here, and they're going to give the bottom lane. You were talking about the Phoenix's levels and how those were lagging behind a little bit in the early game, and they need that Phoenix Trinket combo. It's not just the Lycan going up the top lane to make a play. It's the fact that they're then going to give the Phoenix a couple waves of solo XP so Sioma can contribute to the game.
It feels like they are really underestimating the Brewmaster in this laning phase, and it is really costing TSpirit. Like, we were worried about what maybe Zayats can do.
Oh, here's FNG.
And speaking of Zayats, FNG, he hasn't got the shallow grave either. The Wolf's going to bite. In the meantime, the mid lane, Naive goes down. They're going to chase for Biver. Getting low, Ghosted. Can he finish this off? No, Drunk Brawl's going to run out. In the top lane, finally, the Dazzle goes down.
Oh, CIS Dota. God, I love these games.
I know.
And they're going to take the tower.
They are.
Oh, Lord.
There's nothing stop them here.
Well, that's Lycan, man.
That's just what he does. Helmet Dominator.
Get the last hit. Okay, Solar. All right. It looked like he was going to miss that last hit for a second.
Oh, wait.
That triggers me bad.
Slayer. He's got the dive coming off cooldown. Can he get it? He's got it. He needs to get away just in time. 10 HP. He's going to stay alive, and Sand King's going to go down instead.
What a play. What a play.
Oh, that is threading the needle.
Yeah, this last couple of minutes is Spirit saying, no, we're not ready to go home.
Also, have a look at the scenario. Like, Naive is so unafraid. He's so unworried. He doesn't even have his boots actively on him. He's just like, phase boots, more damage. If anyone jumps on me, I will annihilate them.
No, sorry, I got the. I still had it in my head from the last game that you were on the Radiant. That Pango was on the Dire side. No, they're on the Radiant. They're like, no.
They switched it around.
We're gonna take you guys. By the way, I love the Okami Courier. You haven't played that game.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
I've never actually played. I've seen it played.
Oh, you have to play that game. It's just beautiful. It's a beautiful game.
There are so many on this. Like, I still need to play Shadow of Colossus.
I'm leaving. We're not friends anymore.
I played plenty of games, all right? It's just like, I had it, and then I never got around to it. Like, what was it? I remember I played like a demo of Ico back when it was originally released, and I could never find the game in any store.
Shadow of the Colossus is a game that if you play that game and you really look at it, you will never think that graphics is about pixel count again. No! Because the art direction in that game is the best I've ever seen. All right, we should get back to talking about
We should, because the big kill just happened there as the supports take on and kill off Skidder. Look at these freaking branches, by the way. Zayats, this has been the difference every time, as these branches allow him to never come out of the guys.
Yeah, here's the other thing, because I feel like in a lot of games we fall into this trap where we're talking about the kills, okay? But as a result of all this chaos that's been happening throughout the game in the top lane, Luna is not farming. Luna is below 30 last hits at the 11-minute mark. She's in the lower half in terms of CS.
It should also be pointed out that she is basically the same level as supports. There's only one person in this game that's a lower level than her, and it's her own Skywrath.
Yeah, so I mean, this is calculated, right? When you talk about the fact that, you know, there was an attempt made in the last game to apply pressure with that Spirit Breaker Darkseer game, but because of the Oracle pick, that Husker had absolutely nothing to worry about in the top lane. This is the opposite for Luna. Luna has to be saying to her team, okay, guys, you know, I need a spot in the map. You know, tell me I need to be able to farm here for a couple minutes.
No, it's fair. Like, they had this issue yesterday where, the way Trainer put it is they've literally put everything on Skidder. Like, they put everything on this Luna, and this Luna can't deliver. And, Sand King, in the meantime, down in the top lane, because I was about to get into that, is Sand King can do a decent amount with the setup, with the damage, but Mirana is this pick that you just fill a gap with. It's like you don't know what else to get, right? It's not this hero that specifically is picked to counter someone or give you this huge boon in the lane.
Which you know, I'm sort of fine with until you look at it against the enemy.
Yeah, the enemy lineup has come tailored to actually fight you.
Man, Zayats is just...
Oh no, the egg gets dropped, trying to move away. Mystic Flare's going to be there, but it won't matter. The egg's already been used. The Chase will seal it, looking for the opportunity to bug, but he can't find it. The Moonlight Shadow allows him to disengage. The egg is fluffed. They did get the tower as well. That's a big win for TSpirit.
Yeah, that's getting out of that unscathed. I thought that was a really good idea there by the 4 and 5 position combo of NoPangolier, but they just didn't have quite enough follow-up. And they needed really an extra hero there.
They also blew a lot for that. You have to keep in mind, it's not just the ult from the Phoenix, they committed the shapeshift as well, which at level 1 is a substantial cooldown.
Yeah, it is, and given how we were just talking about Spirit needing to create space on their side of the map, those are the kinds of things. All right, you know, their ultis are down for a couple minutes. They're not ready to fight. We can give our Luna here some of these camps. I mean, where are the stacks for this Luna?
That's the weird thing. Like, stacks got buffed again, right? The gold that the support gets, it's worthwhile now.
I mean, she's going them like she's got the early Mask of Madness. You need these stacked camps, and it's the Mirana here clearing out the jungle.
And it's like the weirdest thing.
This is an error by Spirit.
Yeah, I was gonna say the weirdest thing is actually like the Skywrath is under-leveled. I assumed it was because he was stacking in the bot lane in this triangle. Which, by the way, this is a buff to farming. You have
creep waves dying bottom, and nobody on the dire is interested in taking that farm. That's just an error.
I think they're paranoid at this stage. Like, they've stacked 4 heroes to make it hard to fight into them because, as we said, the ults aren't available, right? So it's more about solo pick-off for NoPangolier until they're back up.
But yeah, that's the thing, right? That you know, when their big ults are down, that's your cue to go into efficiency mode.
Mm-hmm. Apparently they are pretty scared. Actually, going on with Brewmaster, instead Sans comes out. It's a lot of damage. He's going to go down. No chance for Ghost Stick to get a split off. Oh, Dagon, jump through. Biber. Shallow Grave will protect him. Naive on point. Is he going to get himself? Nope. FNG gets out. They've tried for it, but sadly, maybe if you crit the first 2, you would have got him, but it's a big ask. Oh, Root. Skid's been spotted. Shapeshift comes out, and that is a very sad Luna. Speaking of efficiency, there's a tower here. Where are you going, Sealer? He knows the team's coming.
Well, it's just poor map awareness right now by Spirit. I mean, that's the one high-value target. That's the one hero that you really couldn't afford to give up. Dodge there of the arrow by Zayats. Walk around in his nature's guise.
Just so close as well.
A little sidestep.
Tiny one. Nothing too flashy. Zayats, they see him. Number 3 goes down, but the dust reveals your antics will not work anymore, kind sir.
Okay, but that's also a 3 hero calculator trait.
Yep.
Zayats is like, lol.
Oh, he got his bounty.
He's
Rudy
fine with
care.
that.
Like, whatever, I funnel more gold into my course. They're chasing on the sealer, but come on, FNG. It's when you're leading with Dazzle and you're this split up like this, it just feels kind of desperate to try and make those moves. They do get the D wards at least, but what is the objective off the back of that? You have to have something in mind. Maybe Slayer. Taking the silence, they can actually kill him. There will be no egg. Fire strike through, Mystic Flare. There you go, see you later. They used to split as well.
What?
That's questionable. Moonlight Shadow.
Oh, no.
They can't
What
take...
in the world? They just committed for your support. You don't need to use an ult.
Makes no sense. They're just going to walk it off now. And, well, Nine was thinking about going back in onto the Brewmaster when he actually finished the split, but decides he's maybe a little bit too tanky.
Yeah.
That's, like, it's not completely game-changing, but you're at a critical moment on side of NoPangolier. You need to start amplifying the amount of pressure you apply to this lineup. Because if you go late game, you're against a Luna.
Well, but just, I mean, look at what happened in the last game, right? This is the same point off the back of this PA Deso where you just took over the last game. And she has it earlier this time, and you have all of this potential, but every time you do something like that, it's like another 30 seconds to a minute where you're not taking the initiative.
Lycan. They found Lycan as well. CIS is walking in. They're a little bit paranoid, actually. They don't know where the Phoenix is right now.
What are you
Overgrowth
doing?
comes out. Mystic Flare does a lot of damage. They're going to dive in. They drop the egg, but no. They're going to turn around. Power Strike's going to come through with the epicenter, cleans up CIS, and on the back, but Skywrath goes down. So Hester Joe at least gets some vengeance. Trying to move out here. Sunray's going to be there. You're a strength hero. This hurts a lot. Sandstorm trying to juke them out, but the dust reveals, and he will burn out.
Yeah, at the end of the day, though, this is a point in the game where you are supposed to be strong, and that's a 2-for-2 trade.
Yeah, on top of that, you lost your Lycan, which is worth more in this state, like compared to what you like expended, right? Use the egg, use the overgrowth. That's your big ults. And as you were saying
meanwhile,
before,
finally, Luna has shifted back and is farming her jungle.
Yeah, and as you were saying before, this is where she can do this. This is where her team can just split up now because those big ults, they're gone again. It feels like NoPangolier are just, they're getting, what's the word I'm looking for? They're getting a little bit too excited, shall we say.
Yes, yes.
Like, someone just needs to basically be in the room where they're playing. Like, their coach needs to come across with, like, a water bottle and start spraying them.
No, that's kind of exactly right. And that was why, you know, you have to be able, as a coach, you have to be able to call for a pause during a scrim. Because this is an example of a scrim game where you just pause for 30 seconds and you say, guys, do we know where we are in the game? Do we understand that we talked about ease of execution? You've played yourself into a point in this game as NoPangolier where you're now very easy to execute. Don't screw it up.
Yeah, I'm kind of upset you rationalize that. I like this idea that when you with complexity, you just basically tell them to pause and then spray them with a water bottle. No.
No, I mean, mostly Kyle, but yeah, you know, I did that too.
From down for it. Arrow through.
I mean, let's be honest. Kyle needs a little cold water most of the time.
It's a little bit feisty. Oh no, he can't get the overgrowth out. Mystic Flare comes down and he's gone. The egg's been dropped in the river, and looks like the damage is not enough. The Eclipse isn't going to change it, but they get the kill with the egg. Now the cores are arriving. Trying to move away. Nine's going to make escape. There's the epicenter through. Pyro Strike connected. PA taking a lot of damage. He's getting low. They might be able to actually find the kill into him. They don't get close enough to the Starstorm. Are the right click's going to be enough? Yes, they are. No evasion for you, good sir. Sealer will make his escape. Just TP straight out, realizing they've lost the fight. But they will look to clean up Ghosting as well. Nine being chased onto by Slayer here, but Slayer needs to be careful. They can turn around. He doesn't do enough damage. This isn't that strength hero you killed last time. That's a 4-for-1. You only get the dazzle in the end.
I just don't believe it. I mean, and this is the same error. It's literally the same error. I mean, at least this time, NoPangolier has a ward up in the dash, but it's not really in a very good place, spotting the approach vectors to the Roche pit.
It felt like the moment the overgrowth didn't connect, they needed to just back off. There's no way in hell Zayats was going to survive long enough to put an overgrowth out afterwards. Yeah,
but that's where the other part of ease of execution comes in. You don't really have clean disengage. Once your big combo with the Treant Phoenix whiffs, you just don't have a great way to get yourself out of the fight. I mean, the two big cores, obviously, the Lycan and the PA can disengage, but you're probably going to be giving up at least 3.
I think this is also like a highlight of XP prioritization. Like, the back of their mind, it's always been clear that the Phoenix is going to get the least XP, right? And the problem with that is you need that level 2 egg. Level 2 egg there buys you another 2 seconds maybe, but they aren't changing targets. And it is a huge difference in that fight, in that location.
That's a very good point.
I just don't. I feel like giving more XP over
he's
Zayats,
almost-
what does it do?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a very good point. I believe you even said that earlier. You know, when you're fighting at level 1 egg, that's where you have to get the control spells off to be able to protect that.
That's the joke.
A little bit of an engagement down here.
Yeah,
Looks like
Slayer,
the
Mystic
Phoenix
Flares
are
on
down.
top of me, tanks it all, and then uses
Oh,
the
the
egg,
crit!
and they get the crit. The show goes bye-bye. They did use the egg for that, though. I'm wondering...
That's all right. That's all right. I actually think as Phoenix right now, you want to be, for exactly the same reason we just want to be for the solo pickoffs, because it's so dangerous to be using it in the larger team fights.
That's true. Meanwhile, Zayat's just walking through trees here.
Yeah, I mean, as he's been doing all game long.
It's just, this change is just so amusing to me. It is pretty insane. Like, the thought process immediately is like, this is overpowered. But as we saw earlier, if you just get hit, you can't go invis, and it makes all the difference.
Yeah.
But this does mean that when he has the media hammer, he can do split pushing a lot easier with a lot less threat.
Oh, can we oh no, can we please not?
He's got
You
it.
realize every time you bring that up that we're gonna see it in that many more pubs.
He's got it. That's the thing. Oh, ghosting.
Oh.
Mid lane. They're chasing in.
There.
Slayer. It's a little bit too deep. He hasn't got the dive either. They can just run him down. At least he buys time for the PA to get away.
Tango falling apart.
Yep, getting caught out in an old way. But don't worry. Zayats is here to save the day with his media hammer.
Oh no.
It's almost ready again. Come on.
I mean, it is legit, right? If you have an enemy team that doesn't really know how to deal with split push pressure, or they're not expecting to have to deal with it, you know, that can mess you up. But man, oh man, come on, you got PA with your Deso BKB now.
Also, you got big problems. Skidders in your base. If Luna breaks that tower, the floodgates open. And they haven't got the Phoenix for another 5 seconds. His egg will be ready. Oh, Arrow! Ghosting! He just TP's in front of a Mirana. The Overgrove's going to be in. Naive just cuts the back hook, gets rid of the egg straight away. Buyback comes out from the sky. Can he arrive in time? Hestio trying to escape with the Burrow Strike. Is hidden by the Sandstorm, but not for long. Luna going down. The crits are big. Naive finds it. He'll look for more. Hestio will also fall. The greed, the gluttony is instantly punished.
Yeah, it's one of those where lost in all of this, you know, where they need to be on the map is the fact that they have no way to deal with this PA right now. I mean, PA can just run at them and just kill everyone.
It's very true. Oh, they also
like she pops BKB. What are they gonna do?
They also had bigger issues. Like you're right, they can't deal with the PA. It's even worse when you consider Lycan wasn't even there for the fight because he was busy putting some chip damage in on the tier 3 top.
Well, he needs to, because he needs his book 3, right? This Lycan right now needs book 3 in the worst way.
He's gagging for it. He can get it eventually.
Okay.
There you go.
He just got it. And that's something that I actually agree with him taking the risk and pushing that lane, farming a little bit, because his ability to contribute in these fights is handicapped a lot. And also the thing is, once you have book 3, Moonlight Shadow becomes that much less of a problem in the middle of the fight.
Very true. I think his priority is going to be around this top lane for like the next 5-10 minutes. I think they need to actually look to have Zayats maybe shove out bot and then set up for a fight. Or you can just hit towers with the media hammer.
Yeah, shapeshift back in 25 seconds. Yeah, this is something I think NoPango, it's very easy when you've lost a couple fights, when you feel the momentum go against you, to forget the fact that you still are very, very strong right now.
It's all about power spikes depending on heroes. Like, people seem to think that you can just look at net worth and that's just, oh yeah, these guys got net worth. Fine, they're winning. But it's like, it's what heroes do with the gold they have. And we keep talking about this PA, the BKB plus Desolator. The damage can just kill anyone.
Yep.
That's kind of the
smoke
crux.
play here, a little bit obvious. They're going to hit the scan, so they know that there's at least one hero there. They might think it's Luna farming up ancient camps, but they should be able to get a pick off on the 9 Mirana here with proper initiation.
Maybe not. Double leap under the tower. Do they really want to chase? Science is moving forward. Hestio TP's in. No, they see in the Burrow Strike through. Sunray just burning through him pretty quickly, trying to keep him alive. Should be able to, but now the jump in Hestio. He won't be protected here. He's going to go down. Naive, hunting for more. Can he find? The Overgrowth has still been held. FNG, can they get him? No, they can't. He'll make his escape. They only lose 1 for that. And the shapeshift was used, and it's about to run out.
Yeah. Now that was, I think, getting a little bit overconfident there, thinking they could just kind of walk right into that Mirana.
Yeah, they believe. Like you said, they probably thought it was a Luna. If it's a Luna, that Luna is dead, 100%.
Well, and they also didn't send in Zayas first, which is weird to me. They've been doing that all game long.
Oh yeah. Skidder needs to move away. BKB coming up from Naive. Nice slowed down the Luna, but she still moves pretty fast with the Morbus and the Mask Madness guy.
Yeah, but PA can get in there. All right, the Grave is very, very nice, but they need
TP. They need to get one out. Nope.
The Luna's out.
FNG is gone. He will tank that for his Luna. That was a lot committed again.
He is delighted to do that, right? Because with all the spells committed, pushes down, they're going to be able to get this tier 2, but I don't think that they can do much beyond that.
It's kind of that moment, you just got a smug look on your face, right? Like, I saved my carry, and you just die. You just go to your grave knowing you done your part.
Yeah, and they look at this. They don't even feel confident enough to stay and finish off this tier 2 tower.
I mean, they can't.
That's a really big moment in this game here for Spirit, because that's kind of, to me, it's getting toward the tail end of this massive PA power spike. You know, they don't have another hero like Huskar to complement that. This Lycan is going to apply steady split push pressure, but he doesn't have the same kind of presence in these big fights.
I think it's kind of important to highlight is like how important these BKBs have been and how underwhelming they're going to become. When you get down to 5 seconds on a PA, if you don't get like 3 crits straight away on a Luna, there's enough time passed by, the Eclipse comes out, and I don't see a PA living through that. The scary scenario to be in. And also that gold difference between the two, well, Luna's even enough. And we were talking about how PA uses items better than Luna, but it's not hard for Luna to be 1-2 items ahead of PA in the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's the thing, that PA uses items better than Luna to for her first 3 big items. But then Luna is going to be, number 1, she's going to be so far ahead in farm. And number 2, there does reach a point where 6-slotted, you know, Luna's fine, because Luna is going to be able to kill PA's team.
You know what the solution was here, Alan? We needed the triple dagger.
More meteor hammers?
No, Battle Furies on PA, right? The cleave damage with the triple daggers. That's what we needed.
Oh, please stop. This is the thing, you know. This is the thing I always used to yell at Toby for, is that, you know, you say all this shit tongue in cheek, but there's going to be at least one pub player that listens to that and thinks, yeah, that's the build. I guess, and he's going to show up in my game.
I guess this is a bad moment to mention Troll Warlord support.
I hate you.
Just gotta throw a few more out
there. Troll support could actually, if you theory craft it, troll support could actually be a thing.
I legit have, right? The whirling action
I know you
have. Spam. It works. It annoys the crap out of card, but I'm happy to support it.
No, like troll support is one of those things that, you know, I don't necessarily look forward to seeing it tried, but it's one of those things that, in a pure theory crafting sense, it is actually worth a look.
Yeah, it's like everyone thought Ursa could, and then probably they were surprised when, funnily enough, men in this game were doing it. It was the Zayats and Slayer.
Well, this is very, very smart, by the way. They leave that regen rune alone. It doesn't end up mattering.
Oh, Skidder. They found him. He can't easily escape from this. He's going to try and run away. He's pretty damn fast. Can they get on top of this question? Yes, they can. There's this bash coming through. She's gone. 55 seconds gone. Epicenter's being charged up. Can they line something in? They can. The burrow straight through. Science is down. Slayer, can they get him? No. It comes out. Overgrowth just in time before Science goes down. The buyback out from Luna. She needs to get involved quickly. FNG, Shallow Grave to keep himself alive. The egg does go pop, and Sand King stunned on the spot. Forced to fight here, but Ghost Kid's a lot harder. The dagger's through. Joe can't escape. He's going to fall. 9 and Skidder in the base. They thought about using the Eclipse. They decide against it.
Okay, I'm slowly getting on board with this PA hero. I mean,
it's a triple dagger. It's just it's the same logic as the triple arrow from Mirana, right? People are like, oh, why would you ever take that skill? I've talked to players about this. The logic is you have a target. Imagine if you hit a secondary target with like a 4-second stun. It's unlikely, but if it happens. And speaking of happenings, Joe, he just bought back. He's gone. Skidder, Clips comes down. BKB from Naive is going to move forward.
They need to get out.
It's going to be a 9. Can they actually escape this? They run out of leaps. They got 1 available in 3 seconds. But in the meantime, FNG being slowed up here. Dagger's turn around, trying to save Slayer's life. The Glimmer Cape means he's going to survive, but barely.
Super nice.
The pressure continues, and they thought they could take that, but I don't think they'd account for the BKB coming off cooldown on Naive again.
No, absolutely not. And that's kind of the thing. It's a little bit of a hidden, right? As those BKB charges get lower and lower, you does come up a little bit quicker. And the big thing there is that they didn't give up the extra core kill, so they should still be able to contest this next Roshan.
That's the thing. The Luna is the key. If the Luna falls, you gotta remember she committed buyback. Luckily for 9, he has his.
Even the Mirana at this point, like you need to keep these cores, like as Spirit, your lifeblood right now is keeping the two Moon Ladies up and making progress toward their next item, because if they get killed here another couple times, I think the game's over.
Right,
They're just not going to be able to compete with the continued scaling.
I was concerned for Bai for a second there. He lost a third of his HP and it wasn't a crit. If that had been a crit, we would be saying goodbye to a Skywrath right now, because that's a DDPA. I don't think they can actually contest his Roche as a result of that.
Oh no, but it's just too fast.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, they got the egg again as well. Like, it's too risky. FNG, he does see Zayat, 4-star forward. Trying to slow him down the lead. See, that's may have overextended though. This flare comes out, silence on him. The Pyro Strike through onto the Brewmaster to stop him from getting the split out. He has got the mana for it. There's the dust, following up with the split. Now he can control. Who does he want though? Hestajo or FNG? FNG bashed up, will pull the Crimson Guard from Hestajo, does not protect. And they're going to keep on chasing. Pyro Strike away. They're going deep, baby. They want this one. But they decide against Diamond
Great discipline. No, this is one of the hallmarks of a team that's really starting to come together and learn. In the last game, they had to go for those kills diving deep into the base to be able to push objectives. They no longer have to do that.
That's true.
Nice rebuttal kill, though, by TSpirit. They're going to try and punish on the disengage.
Yeah, but Naive is covering that disengage. He's going to go in. He's got an egg. He's going to
Oh, no, don't die.
No, he's going to be fine. 9 getting low here. Can they finish him off? There was a buyback from the Phoenix.
No.
He's nowhere near the fight, but they get the kill in the 9. And Hestajo, if he goes down, he's got no buyback again. This is bad. Pyro Strike through. He can't get the blink off. He's dead. And that'll be a high ground push.
Yeah, it will be, because this Mirana knows that, you know, she really cannot afford to buy back into this game right now. It's going to be, they've still got the tier 2 mid standing, which is very, very nice. If that tower were down, it would be a very uncomfortable position.
Keep in mind, this is the double catapult, though. As you can see,
oh yeah, it's a double cart wave, and you've got this new howl up. Oh man.
Not to mention shapeshift available 15 seconds. If you try and protect your lane, you may actually lose your brains. They'll be splattered all over the pavement.
Oh boy, the big decision right now is do you? I think you probably have to give up one set of racks in preference for Mirana buying back, but is it just going to be one? They push fast enough here.
I think you have to buy back on Mirana when Sanking's up here. Like, you just saw how quick that is. You can't afford.
Oh,
Two lanes down is too quick at this point.
If you were going to buy back on Mirana, I think you had to do it.
It's too late now.
Yeah.
So you forfeit 2 lanes. Luckily, you do have a Luna. She's very good at pushing out these lanes, but that is a painful loss for the side team.
I don't think it matters though, because you have enough split push control, and they're going to go right for the third set of.
They are. Split comes out to cover as well. Moving forward, they got the Cyclone, they'll throw it on the Luna, who still does not have a BKB at this point in the game. Epicenter being charged up. Hestajo looking to move in. There's a stun on the 2. Mystic Flare on the Lycan. A lot of damage done. Forced up to safety. Gets the cheese up. No, he's fine. Naive turns around. Gets killed. FNG. Buyback comes out. Egg has been dropped. They can't do anything about it though. They're trying to get rid of him. No. They just stand their ground against. It's going to go pop. And now they're in a lot of trouble. This Shallow Grave buys time for Luna, but not enough. She's still going to go down by the looks of it. Pyro Strike. Giving her enough. Lifesteal. She'll get rid of the Aegis. She's still alive.
Oh, man.
They may have just held because everyone else died to the glaives bouncing around in that fight. Pyro Strike through. Naive all alone here with the second life, but no BKB to work with. TSpirit say no, not today. These Raxes will live on.
Oh, very nice. And 9 with the clutch Deso buy right before that fight. All of a sudden comes in. He had the Scotty queued up on his item bar the whole time, but he recognized, comes back in, I need to have an item that's going to make a difference in that fight. All of a sudden, with that minus armor, the glaives bouncing around on the side of NoPangolier do that much more damage. They're not quite ready for it, but man, the damage to the base with all 3 tier towers and 2 full lanes of racks down now, and NoPango, when they come back into this game, they have so much potential that Spirit feels the need to make a play for the base right now.
They don't have a choice. And once again, Skidder does not have that BKB. They had a fantastic fight, and they've got to be feeling pretty confident after it. But you can only get one lane.
That's the big thing here. It's not just a matter of, okay, people buys back and we feel we can come right.
Pyro Strike.
Come right.
Arrow through. They force stuff him into it. Mystic.
Oh, no!
He's gone.
Right, he has buy. He has buy. Okay.
That play, though, that was an expensive mistake from NoPangolier. They'll keep their tier 4s alive, but TSpirit showing how 4-stars can be used in a much more aggressive fashion. Actually, was that even theirs? I don't think that was. No, they don't have one. That was actually a 4-star from one of his teammates.
Yikes.
Oh no, that was CIS.
Attempted save gone awry. Oh no.
I'm trying to figure out how that was ever going to be a save the way he done it.
Well, that has to be the idea right there.
Maybe, well, okay, maybe he was going... CIS is known for being this very smart cookie. Maybe he's going all next level. He's like, if I force stuff him into the incoming arrow, it'll be a short stun. Maybe he lives long enough.
Well, the other interesting thing there is that because of that Brewmaster buyback, you know, ordinarily when you respawn on the side of NoPangolier, let's just go. Let's just end the game. But all of a sudden now, knowing that your brew has no buyback, you have to be at least a little bit cautious, and they're going to go back to farming for a bit.
I think you're right, because I think the clearest way to show that was right now when the PA picked up a DD and didn't walk towards the Dire jungle. He walked towards the Radiant jungle. It's got the MKB now, though. Okay, they've changed their mind. They want to get DD value. The problem is I don't see Luna ever showing her face unless you show it first. I mean, she can't afford to. She hasn't even thought about BKB still. She's going for the MKB, which I understand considering you're up against the PA. But there has been like the Cyclone has screwed you over in multiple fights so far.
Yeah, and you need to be at least a little bit careful. You know, this one is still the most farmed hero in the game.
Oh no, smoke on smoke action. They have the high ground side of NoPangolier. If you've watched Star Wars, you know how this one goes. Burrow strike, BK becomes the knife. He's going to find Mystic Flare's going to be there. Brewmaster, the arrow, it connects again. There's the drop down. FSN has been activated. The Eclipse going, but it's not going to be enough. Naive just crit straight through FNG. Trying to turn around this side. He can't do anything. Stuck in the trees in the meantime. Hesajo still alive. Has the Burrow strike, but won't get a chance to use it. They turn around and they take free. 9 dying means he's definitely going to have to buy back here.
You were the chosen one.
At least
you were supposed to bring balance to Dota.
Well, at least like that scenario, Anakin, Skidder in this scenario, he lives on, but he has no Eclipse.
Yeah, game's over then.
There's not, like, it's going to be a hard hold. There is no egg. There is no split. There's one hopeful chance in hell here, but the problem is you don't have a shallow grave to rely on so you can get through PA in time. That's going to be Megas.
The old Dumb and Dumber line. So you're saying there's a chance?
There is a chance. There's a fraction of a chance. Statistics support that you can win against Mega Creeps.
You can, and especially with the brew not having buyback, but yeah. This was a magnificent series by Spirit, really. I'm sorry, by Pango.
Yeah, this is amazing. This has been, like, not long games, but... Oh, actually, this is the longest game I think I've passed this entire patch. Oh, Shapeshift came out in time. Now moving Naive with the BKB. Nine's going to leap away. They need to actually stop this right now. They haven't got time to wait. He's going to finally realize that man up. He says, go in. Sealer's taking a lot of damage. Al comes out. It's too much, though. They can't. It's over. NoPangolier. Wow. Clean sweep TSpirit 2-0.
And that's a shocking result. If you look at how these two teams have been recently, I think certainly you mentioned how solid that they are through 5, how the decision making is there, but I certainly did not expect, especially given the drafts, I did not expect them to just be able to sweep Spirit off the map. 2 straight games behind this PA, gets pooped on in lane in game 1, has a completely free lane in game 2, and it just doesn't matter. Takes completely over.
And well, we were kind of jumping on the PA bandwagon after she had a bad start. Are we surprised it was this impressive after a great start? It was worrying at one point. I'll give them that. Like, just look at the net worth, for example, and the win rate, the win chances, and everything, all over the place.
This is too. I mean, it's a little bit less skewed in this game because the 9, the Biver Skywrath did output a lot of damage, but this is 2 straight games where PA has had almost twice as much damage as any other hero, certainly twice as much as any other hero on her own side, and that's kind of how you draw it up in this game. That the Cellular Lycan is sort of more responsible for just split pushing and applying pressure around the map, more so than just getting into the fights and mixing it up. But yeah, I mean, you look at the distribution of resources, and it's just all about getting this PA to a point where the enemy team cannot deal with her.
And it just kind of feels like, I said at one point earlier in one of these fights, is that lack of BK pickup from Skidder. I get where he was coming from. Like, you're against a PA, it makes sense, but...
especially in this patch, though, you can't do it. You absolutely, as a Luna, you know, BKB is so powerful, and I believe you mentioned it at one point that, you know, they didn't even need to do what they would have done if she was mega farmed, and that's just cyclone her and get her out of the fight. But that's always an option.
And that was the threat and factor. That's part of why a lot of teams are picking Brew or trying to dodge the Brew even coming out at all. But as a result, NoPangolier, they continue on. TSpirit, I can't remember if they're out now, if they've got one more shot. I think they might have one more shot later or possibly soon. I think what's happening now
I believe they're out. I believe that this was the loser bracket series. Yeah, and this is GSL.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what the format was. Yeah, they are out, which means NoPangolier continue on. That's a big surprise, TSpirit going out like that. They will... I don't know if they're playing today, actually. The schedule hasn't given me names yet, but there is another game coming on this channel. I believe we are waiting on the other game to round out between Na'Vi and Empire. So we'll go to a short break. I'll try and get the details on exactly what's happening next. But there is more action to come from me and Nahaz, so stay tuned, guys.